Hi, today I'm here taking a break from my Karma series and I'm talking about an important transit, an astrological transit that we will be witnessing tomorrow. So, tomorrow is 17th of June 2023, and we have the new moon also tomorrow. So, the Amavasya is there, and along with that, we will be having Saturn, we'll be seeing Saturn going retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. What does that mean? Before delving deeper into the topic, I would like to say that I'm making this video mainly for people who do not understand astrology or the depth of the concept of astrology, yet who would like to understand that how practically they can understand this transit and witness it in their lives and what they can do in their particular life. Saturn going retrograde in the sign of Aquarius for these 4 months. The keywords for this theme is Saturn, retrogression, and Aquarius. So let's break them up and understand them in deep. Saturn. So as I've spoken about in the other videos, that each graha represents is a significator of, is a karaka basically, right? Now, so to say, if moon is a karaka of emotions, so karaka or significator of emotions, then if whatever emotional aspect we would want to see, we'll see the moon and the moon chart and things related to moon, right? The mother aspect is also related to moon. Sun is about your soul or your core, your father, so everything around that, about your external personality or all of that. Saturn basically represent karma or the actions. So in astrology, lot of astrologers spread a lot of fear around Shani or the Saturn. So Shani Dev is feared of, but if you genuinely talk to astrologers who have a good understanding, they would always tell you that Saturn is the reason of your development. Saturn, because Saturn is the karaka of karma, right? Now, it is a teacher, but a hard one. So it'll teach you lessons, it'll give you lessons in a hard way. If you do not learn them, the lessons will get harder and tougher. But until unless you surrender and you do what is needed, once you do that, Saturn is the only planet which will make sure that you get the results of whatever things you've done. Because as he is a karaka of karma, he is a karaka of being right and wrong, of justice. So he will never deny. Saturn can delay, but it will never deny, right? So of course, if you want to get into the depth of understanding of Saturn, you would see where Saturn is placed in your chart and all of that, blah, 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 right? But here we are talking at a very generic and a very basic level. So that much of understanding of Saturn is good enough. Now, second thing is retrogression. What does that mean? We know that there is sun and all these planets revolve around the sun. Based on the distance from the sun, their speed is also decided, or it depends on the distance from the sun. Now, when you talk about astrology, in astrology, your charts basically are like, it's a snapshot from above. So based on the, all the references of these planets happens from the surface of Earth, because you are placed on the Earth. So your reference and hence all these, placement of these planets will be taken. You'll understand them through that. Retrogression means that in a year there are times when, with respect to Earth, other planet will seems to be going backward. Now we know that none of the planets can go backward, but they will appear so because of the speed. This planet is moving faster than this, hence this will appear to be going back. That is what retrogression is. And in astrology, it means that it's moving from one sign to another in the forward direction. So to say, we all know that there are 12 signs from Aries to Pisces. Now from when it retrograde, it is not moving ahead, it will move to the back sign wherever it is. So if it was in Pisces, it's going to the Aquarius instead of going to the Aries, right? So that is what it is. Now what does any planet or any graha in any sign mean? Basically, consider these two as different energies. We know that Saturn has a particular kind of energy. It is a karaka or significator of something. We know that Aquarius has a kind of energy. So these are two different energies which is coming together, and hence they will appear in that particular fashion, right? Now let's understand this astrologically. What does this mean? This means that in your chart, wherever Aquarius is placed, Saturn is transiting from that particular house. If you do not understand all of this, it's okay. I'm just explaining for people who can understand a bit of astrology. Once I'll get into the detail of astrology, we'll be able to learn all of this very easily. So and you do not need to understand this. Not everybody's it's important for everybody to understand, because we'll come down to the practical aspect of it. Whichever house it is transiting from, that particular house will appear as the important aspect in your life in this duration of 4 months. So to say, I'll give you an example with my charts. Say my Lagna chart and my moon chart. These are the two charts which I'll be seeing, and wherever Aquarius is placed, those two houses will become important, right? So to say, if I see my Lagna chart, I'm a Gemini ascendant, and Aquarius falls in my 9th house. My 9th house is a significator of certain things. Basically, it signifies philosophy, it signifies religion, all of those aspects. So I know that this house, there's something related to this house which will appear in my life in this 4 months, and I'm supposed to work with those. Now there are two things which will happen. One, chapters, things which I've not learned from the past will resurface for me to clean them up, to learn my lessons, right? That is the one aspect. The second aspect will be things related to that house which might not have happened earlier, but maybe I have an opportunity that I can learn certain things, and I can master that particular house because Saturn is going through that house, right? So now coming to the practical aspect, you do not need to go and search for astrologer or anybody who's doing astrology. You can simply sit and just see and be very conscious about what and how things are appearing in your life. So to say, whatever in these 4 months is appearing to on surface in your life, be very conscious about it. Keep questioning yourself that which are the things that which is reappearing as a pattern that I see that it is again happening, and if you keep doing the same things in the same pattern, it's a never ending loop, and you'll keep having those patterns again and again. Maybe so I'll simplify it. Say I have a lesson from the house of say career. So say Saturn is transiting from my 10th house, which is the karaka of career. So there will be things related to my career which I'm supposed to work on. So I'll have certain issues maybe related to that house which will resurface, or they can be very small incidences also which is appearing, but this will remain the main theme of these 4 years because Saturn is transiting from that particular house. I know that, right? So I am conscious that yes, this is happening, right? This is showing me something, that there's a pattern which is again repeating. Maybe I don't have the same people with whom I'm repeating these cycles or these patterns, but yet even for new set of people, the same thing is happening again and again. Now I will become conscious, and I know that it's time for me to clean this. aspect from my life, right? This is what Saturn is teaching you. So that is one way. The second way is that 10th house is about career. I know that I can utilize this aspect, or I can enhance this aspect of my life during these 4 months, because I have those energies aligning with the cosmos, right? So that is how we can utilize these these transits, right? Let me give you another example. So say Saturn is transiting from your say 12th house, right? Now 12th house is about spirituality. It is about deeper knowledge of going within. It's about the foreign relationship with the foreign, right? Now it's in the sign of say Aquarius, and it's the 12th house that it is sitting. So it means that things related to all of this aspect will resurface, and you need to take actions on that particular thing. So maybe there are possibilities of you going to foreign. So if you planning to do that, then this is a good time to do it, right? So because the energies will align, and you might be able to go. So things will become easier. So that is how these transit work, and that is how practically you can use. So even if you don't understand astrology, you can just see that which aspect of my life is showing me that what aspects is resurfacing, because there will be aspects which will be resurfacing, or there will be aspects which you will feel, and if you're aligned to your own self, you will understand that you're pushed towards certain things. It happens that sometimes within the year you're feeling motivated to do something. It is because these energies are pushing you from in that particular area of your life. It's just that we do not understand that why particularly I am feeling to be pushed in this particular direction, because it's the energies, right? And you'll notice this also, that when that time passes, you'll come back to point where you were already earlier, because that energy is gone, right? We do not use so many times these energies that they come and they go. We do not even register that something was coming. We could have use it for our benefit, and if we do that, if we align ourselves with the cosmos, there's nothing better than that. So that is why these transits are important, and that is what they try to tell us. So we will see many changes happening in our life in these 4 months. We all see things happening every day. It's just that if we become little more conscious about what is happening and why is happening, we'll be able to work towards it in a better way. So yes, I had this much for today. Once we understand astrology in detail, as we keep moving ahead, I will specifically talk about retrogradations in particular house and what does it mean in very specific, because when you actually get into depth of astrology, you can really see which house, what lessons it is trying to teach you. But again, as I keep saying, if you're conscious about it, you really do not everybody needs astrology. So like I keep saying that if for me astrology was the path, for somebody else there would be a different path, and who would decide it? Not anybody else, but it's only you who can decide which path is meant for you. With that, I'm ending this video. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Hope this was useful. Have a nice day. Good night.